Song of the week, man. Requested by GDP.
Do it for the bounce for the iceberg.
Yeah.
Do it for ya. You got a bone full of iceberg. Twerk for the iceberg. Do it for ya. Do it for ya. You got a bounce full of iceberg. Twerk for the iceberg. Do it for ya.
It's a New Orleans special right here.
You got a bounce full of iceberg. Twerk for the iceberg. Do it for ya. Do it for ya. Love. My name ringing from that 3 to that 17. In every hood, all the junkies, they gon' flag a nigga down, cause they know I got that raw. But now they don't serve hand to hand, I supply up and broke my nula, yeah, want me to hit her with that law. I got a bitch that's out the 9 and went out the 12 wall. I think both of them old friends, but I'm still gon' fuck them all. I heard the word around town, them will say that I'm a dog. Like bitch, see, I'm a backwoods smoking, big Glock toting, bust a nigga head wide open. Big boss, uptown rapper, roll with all the steppers. Y'all fuck boy niggas ain't on my level. These niggas, they can't stand me. I got a bitch from that New York tryna fly me to Miami. I think it don't add me. Fuck boy, come get at me. I'm uptown, you know where that be. Love, I'm getting money like a big dog supposed to. Was out your book, but everything looking kosher. I get a low and put that thing up in motion. I need a rich boss bitch like Oprah that's gon' bounce full of iceberg. Twerk full of iceberg. Do it for ya.
Do it for ya.
Do it for ya. You got a bounce full of iceberg. Twerk
I need a
full of
rich bitch
iceberg.
like
Do it
Oprah.
for ya. Do it for ya. You got a bounce full of iceberg. Twerk full of iceberg. Do it for ya. Do it for ya. You got a bounce full of iceberg. Twerk full of iceberg. Do it for ya. Do it for ya.
Facts. Now that was Lil Iceberg, man. Bounce for you. Requested by GDP. What made you pick that song, dog?
I like the song. I mean, it's the originality and it got the feel of New Orleans. Like his swagger, the shit he talking about is relatable. It's like he letting you know where he from and he doing it for the culture. And it's shit dope to me. I like it, Iceberg.
I never heard that, but even if you hearing that and you're not from New Orleans, I think you'll get a New Orleans vibe from that song. You'll be like, oh, he must be from New Orleans or something, somewhere down south.
Yeah.
But man, second time on here. First time, it was a music draft.
Right.
You went with more of the old school, but we got GDP back, man.
Right.
To talk about more of his story. How was the experience the first time for you, though?
The first time I came on here, man, it was great, man. Like I said, it was different. I never had nobody say pick like put your own record label together and stuff like that. So I thought that was dope because people could see why I like those artists and why I would pick certain artists and stuff like that. So I thought that was different because that was a different style from what I was used to, you know, going on people's stuff.
Facts. Now, the voice of, is it New Orleans or Louisiana?
A lot of people been saying Louisiana now. A lot of people been saying the South. Is different people be saying all kind of shit. But Sean Cotton was the first person to say I was a spokesman in New Orleans. But then the fans, my supporters, I like to call them Street Dreams Army SDA. They went to just calling it all kind of other stuff. So they say it's the South. Some of them say Louisiana.
Facts. Now, co-signed by Sean Cotton, who basically kind of started like you in blogging and I guess distributing news to the people, and you see what his platform is at. So how did it feel for getting that co-sign of saying you're the spokesman of New Orleans?
I mean, that's a major co-sign. I mean, that's just like how some people might get a co-sign from Dr. Dre, they might get a co-sign from Drake, or they might get a co-sign from Birdman or Master P. Like, that's big. I mean, Sean Cotton stamp is really big in hip-hop right now because he of the culture, he doing it, he right there in it, touching people from the bottom. So for him to put me out there when people like, oh man, who the fuck he is, his opinion don't matter, why you posting this dude all the time, he from New Orleans, talking about everything came from there, I guess the Bible came from that too, you know, but yeah, he put a light on me and he showed me that, you know, I could do the same thing with my stuff for my people in my area.
Facts. So now you hear that, safe to say you in the comments when he posts you. You looking at them comments.
yeah, there's a lot of trolls down there. There's a lot of hecklers down there. It's toxic. You got to be ready to fight. Somebody always coming at you in the comments. You got to just stay out the mix.
Facts. Now, I want to take it to the beginning of Street Dreams Army. Where did Street Dreams Army begin for you?
Street Dreams Army, that came from a combination of things. I love Nas' song, Street Dreams, and I always did love that record. I thought it was dope. And then I love No Limit, Soldiers, well, Master P had that, and I love the Cash Money as an Army song, Soldier Slim. You know, just that whole thing about New Orleans loving that soldier shit, you know. Juvenile album, Soldier Rag with the Humvee. So I just took that and put it together. So when a lot of people might have, like, Wiz Khalifa got Taylor Gang, Rihanna got the Navy, you know, Chris Brown got Team Breezy. My supporters are SDA, so I was like, before I say Street Dreams Gang, a Mafia, a crew, a clique, I was going to be, you know, Street Dreams Army because there's a bunch of them, And New Orleans loved that soldier shit.
Gotcha. Now, when was this created? What year?
I've been saying the Street Dreams in the Street Dream shit since probably like the mid 2000s or something like that. Probably like around 2005, 2006. I've been saying this shit like that. We had Street Dreams we had Gorillas and shit. So
facts. Now your background, growing up, you from New Orleans?
yeah, I'm from New Orleans. I grew up a lot between New Orleans East. And I grew up a lot downtown. I stayed in the 7th Ward line. I stayed in the 6th Ward a little bit, but mostly 7th Ward and the East like really shaped me and all that. And I say that because I know a lot of times people like, oh, GD, you can't say the 7th Ward, the East, you got to pick one. Birdman still rep the 13 and the 3. He rep Uptown. Yeah, a lot of people get mad at Tupac when he don't say the East Coast, when he just say Oakland and the Bay. They get mad when he don't acknowledge the East Coast. So it's like your mom and your daddy. I got to acknowledge both of them because both of them shape me. So Tyra Lane in the East and the 7th Ward, like that's yeah.
Now, when growing up, when people be like, I'm from here, do you base it off? I'm going from your just give me your thought process on this. Do you base it off where you were born? And I think a lot of people do it like where they jumped off the porch. Say I grew up, I was born in New Orleans, but born in the 7th Ward. Let's say that. Born in the 7th Ward from 0 to 3. Right. Then I moved to the 9th Ward basically from 8 to 18. A lot of people be like, I'm from the 9th Ward because 8 to 18, that's when you really start to get your friends, grow up, do what you're going to shake yourself. So how do you base that off that?
Well, what I would say is we moved a lot. We was on low-income housing, so we found houses where we could. So it's like we didn't stay in one place like for like 10 years. Some people might have stayed with their grandma had a house and they lived there. Yep. We moved around a lot. So we stayed with my grandma. My mama had houses. And so I really base it off the schools I went to. It connected me more to the East because even when we were staying in the 7th Ward, we were fighting in middle school and elementary and shit when I was 9 to 12, 13 in the 7th Ward, just like we was doing in the East. But what made me connect more to the East is because I went to Livingston and Abe. I went to elementary in the East, and then I went to elementary in the 7th Ward. But when I was supposed to go to like Gregory, I couldn't get in because it was too packed. And when we was living in the 7th Ward around Phillip, I didn't want to go to Phillip. I wanted to go to Gregory because my real name Gregory Earls. And my big brother John went to Gregory, but he repped the 7th Ward, my oldest brother. Right. He moved in the East when my grandma died because he was staying with my grandma life. So he went to St. Raymond, Gregory, E.D. White. Then he went to Abe. So I feel like it's like where I kind of I just connected more to the East because, like I said, I went to Livingston, I went to Averson. If I would have went to Kennedy, I probably would have felt connected more to my 7th Ward side, but I didn't want to go to John Mack. My younger sister went to John Mack. She feel more connected to downtown. Okay. I feel more connected to the East because my friends, we were still going to school in Livingston and on Abe, but we were still coming back to the 7th Ward when we catch the bus at night. Gotcha. But I just, like I said, I feel like I went to school with most of my people. 9 months out the year was Livingston and Abe, so a lot of East friends I had too. Gotcha.
So I want to get back to the Street Dreams Army and your, I guess, progression throughout the years from where it started. Did you see yourself as being what do you I guess describe yourself as, a blogger?
I'm just branding myself. I'm branding myself.
A news outlet. Something
well,
like that?
I guess it's kind of like a blog. Darren from Nola Zine like to say is I'm a journalist and stuff like that. Right. Because I do report stuff and I do my research on people when I do happen to interview them. I write questions down. Because I want to be prepared. But I just say it's a brand and all that stuff, man. I really give it all to the people because a lot of times they send me stuff to post since it's been getting bigger. They give me ideas. But I don't know. I guess it could be a blogger because I don't have a problem with being called a blogger, a journalist. I started off being a manager and also I mean whatever make them happy, they can say it or whatever. But it could be blogger, journalist. I'm just gonna put that stuff in your face that's gonna make you want to pay attention and want to learn and go down that rabbit hole.
Facts. Now, growing up in New Orleans, how was your upbringing? Was it a 2-parent household?
Yeah. I grew up with my mom and my dad in the house and stuff like that. So my dad's name is Gregory. My mama named Sheila. And yeah, I grew up with both of them. My dad used to have me reading books a lot and all that. And, you getting W.B. Du Bois books and Malcolm X books and stuff like that. And Then I fell in love with Goosebump books and stuff like that. But that come from my daddy. So every time I used to come from school, even when I was going to school named Ray Abrams in Benville and somewhere, he'd be like, "What you learn today?" You know, every time I came home from school, I had to tell him something. He was like, "You just can't go there to eat no lunch. You just ain't going there to get nothing to eat and play on the yard. What you learn?" So every day I had to learn. So that come from my daddy. And he from uptown, and he grew up in the third ward. And my daddy said he felt like every time the rent was due, they had to move. So they moved around a lot from the 10th ward to the third ward to the 17th, but mostly the third ward. My mama lived in the 7th ward line, so 2-parent household, and I really feel like that played a big role in me because my daddy got the smooth side and my mama a more educated person, like for wise like books and stuff. It was the best of both worlds.
How was you taking in that him, I guess, giving you the knowledge of? Because a lot of people in our culture don't read a lot. It's not like encouraged to read a lot because it's boring. It's like the newspaper.
Right.
How was you taking that in back then towards now? Was you like, nah, I don't like it?
What made me like it when he was telling me like read stuff like the history stuff, it was like kind of a little boring at first because it felt like you just trying to just like Barack said, his mom made him read a lot, but it helped him in the long run. Just like I feel like it helped me now. But back then it was kind of like, oh man, I won't read that. But when I started reading things I like, it made me read more, and I found it like, man, I like this shit. Cause I remember back in the day when you couldn't have money, when I didn't have money sometime to buy books from the book fair, like that was a big deal if you could get the Ninja Turtle books or the Ghostbusters books. That wasn't like just like the books in the library. That was like the old books, but the book fair books was like the new shit.
Right.
So if you had to go to the book fair, and you had money, you felt like, man, I got a book today. And I read stuff like Goosebumps, and it was so much that I loved reading. And when my brother going Camelot Records in the Plaza, and my partner Pee Wee, my brother doing life in Angola, my other partner Pee Wee doing life in Portsmouth, which is the jail where Life was at, with Eddie Martin. Right. They'll be stealing books out. stealing CDs out Camelot, like Cash Money, Mystical CDs. I'm in whatchamacallit trying to steal a Goosebump book because I want to read Goosebump books. So it was looked at as being nerdy, but I felt like I always liked to learn and stuff, and them Goosebump books took me places. So my dad made me do it, and then when I found something I like to read, it made me read, and I still read to this day. I'm an avid reader.
Facts. Now, you say y'all moved around a lot. How does that affect you or an average child growing up moving to different places and not, I guess, finding that one root of stability when you're young?
When I was young, it didn't like dawn on me like that. It didn't make damn man, we was moving around a lot. I just thought that's what it was. Yeah, when we had to move, we had to move. My mama said, we got to move over here. We got to move over here. We had to move. It wasn't looked at like, to me, I didn't look at it like a bad thing at that time. It made me meet a lot of people. It so it took me out that bubble, because a lot of times when people just stay in one area, in one neighborhood, they only know their world, and they just think the world is just that bubble. So by me living in the 6th ward, moving different places in the 7th ward, living in the East, going to schools from downtown, uptown, catching the bus on Canal, having cousins in different places and stuff like that too, it made me just more open-minded to other people and just not just be in one place all the time, and just knowing those neighbors and those people on that block. It made me know a lot of people and stuff like that. So looking at it now, I'm glad we moved around a lot, because I felt like, I met a lot of people. I went to a lot of different schools, and it just broadened my mind or whatever and stuff like that, that it's just not about this one area.
Facts. Now, going on to more of the music. I seen on your page you say you started off kind of as like a manager for BTY Younger, rest in peace. How did that come about for you?
Working with BTY Younger? Well, my cousin I had a record label called 0 to 60, that's the same label FG Famous on. And I was working as an A&R over there with him. And at the time, he pulled a sign, Young was going through some legal situations, stuff like that. He was facing like a serious charge. And he wound up copping out and stuff like that. So when Young wound up taking the time, he told me, he was like, man, I never had a manager or whatever. He wrote me a letter in red ink. I still got the letter. He was in Orleans Parish. I think he was on B3 or something like that. And he told me he wanted me to manage him and stuff like that. So I got a CD from his mom, Miss Gabriella, and I said, I'm going to get the music out there. So me, Nice Guns, his brother Sputter, his brother John, and like his other cousins like G, Worley, and stuff like that. And like a lot of his cousins, like I can't remember everybody's name because I'm thinking. But we got the CDs and stuff like that, and we started getting the music out there and stuff. And I put it on that Piff. And he didn't have a Twitter at the time. Young didn't have no Instagram. Young was really in the streets a lot, so he really wasn't on the social media stuff. So I made an Instagram. Well, he made an Instagram when he came home, like as soon as he came home. But we got the CDs out there. He got in touch with the dude that shot all his videos because Mr. Meena from Partners of Crime was working with him before me. And he was doing a lot of music with me and stuff. So I found all the music from, like I said, his mom, Miss Gabriella, his brothers, his partner Styles and them and all that from Out the Fish. All these people was giving me music. And I was putting it on that pivot. Then I got the dude from Atlanta to make the CDs and stuff like that. So we pressed the CDs out with real covers, inserts, passed them out. It was all free. We got free Youngin t-shirts because I liked it, like how they had the Gucci Man, free Gucci Man movement and free Pimp C movement. So we got the t-shirts made from Philly. People was wearing them all at the second line, splitting everybody, all us, getting them out there, and it just kind of created that buzz. So you see people at the second lines doing it, and people on Twitter tweeting his old lyrics, and it kind of just helped everything. So when he came home in 2014, right before his birthday in December, he had 10,000 downloads on that Piff.
And that Piff was the shit back then, y'all.
Yeah, and then when he got out, people like Daniel Hollis from Marrero shouted him out, Super Sense shouted him out. Meek Mills had just got out, Youngin was out, so everybody in New Orleans was happy around that time. And then we worked together a little bit after that, and I stopped working with him, and I went back to work on my cousin, 0 to 60, Fat Mac, and that's what S8 had to meet me halfway record.
Facts. Now, A&R, how did that position come about? Were you interested in that, or your cousin just said, "Come on, I need some help"? How did that come about?
Well, I got a cousin named Chuck, and my cousin named Chuck out the Checkerboard. He lived in the Melbourne too. My cousin named Chuck out of Checkerboard. I was in college in Alabama at an HBCU called Stillman, and my cousin Chuck was telling my cousin Fat Mac, which had the artist Super Blanco at the time, who was with the Squad Up out the East from Ron Goretti, and he was like, "Man, GEEDY know how to do this music stuff, bro. You need to let him do it." Now, I already had been studying music and already been trying to do my own little stuff already, so I already been studying Master P, Baby, J Prince, Puff, and all them. So I already kind of knew about what an A&R was, artist and repertoire. And, I was telling my cousin certain stuff and all, and I got around him. Even when he was working with S80, 80 was making the beats, and he let me hear a CD with beats with 80, and I was like, "Man, you need to get 80 to like be on our crew, because we need a producer." Cash Money had Manny Fresh, Beats by the Pound had, Master P had Beats by the Pound, like, try to get 80, and he went after 80, and 80 wound up becoming a 0 to 60 producer, then an artist. So I was around that time when 80 came and stuff like that.
Facts. Now, you work with 80. A big song throughout the world, I'm not gonna even say Louisiana, New Orleans, the Meet Me Halfway.
Right.
When did that break? Around 2016, 17?
Around, I want to say it might have been like 2015, late 2014.
I know it was in high school.
It probably was like, I can't remember all, but I probably was like late 2014, sometime mid 2015.
So,
but
how did that come about?
80, and I must thinking right or whatever. I know 80 said he put the record out, and the song started getting some traction and stuff like that on like Snapchat and just online and stuff like that. People went to booking him for to come to their parties and all that, or their weddings and stuff, receptions, and he was doing stuff like that. And the song just kept getting bigger on its own. And then I remember Social Shakedown picked the record up, and it just started getting bigger and bigger. And like I said, 80 was always doing mostly like beats and making and doing the hooks and all that. But he started coming more into his own. He was always making his own songs, but it was always about the other artists, like the youngest ones and Soup at the time. But 80, the song was just so undeniable, and my cousin was like, "Man, this song getting big," and he got behind it.
Right.
So once he went to getting behind it and put that Fat Mac push behind it, it just turned the record up or whatever. And then Q93 got a hold of it. And like I said, I know it was on Social Shakedown. But his song started off in the little hood, little clubs, the hole in the wall bars around New Orleans and the surrounding areas and all that, and social media, and it just got bigger and bigger. And the next thing you know, we was on tour with Wayne, and Wayne did the remix with him, and we was on tour with Ray Shrimmer and Lil Wayne on the dedication tour.
Crazy. Now, being up close to see a record take off from just the New Orleans hole in the walls in the clubs and seeing it blow up to a worldwide record. How was that process with you seeing it up close? How did that go?
It was crazy, like I said, because I remember seeing hood dudes, like doing their little dips and stuff like that to 80 halfway and stuff like that. They liked the record. I mean, this song was playing on B97 and Q93 and all that. So you'll hear, like I said, in the hood spots, and then even like people, grandmothers and little kids could listen to it, and it was that good. So his record just had a big appeal. But 80 really, really know music really well. So he just so musically inclined or whatever. I wasn't surprised, but seeing it up close, coming from something smaller that big, it was crazy. Whatever, just seeing that people love bounce, and this before Drake made, In My Feelings and stuff like
Nice
that.
For What?
Yeah, Nice For What, In My Feelings. So, people really were, but not everybody on it. But he was like a little bit before that, and I feel like if that record would have came out right after Drake, it would have been, because some of the people like in the Midwest, the PD program directors was like, oh, I don't know if my people gonna like this, y'all need to probably change the beat up. But they didn't understand when Juvie and them did Back to the Ass.
Yeah, but when Drake come and do it, they understand it.
Now they understand it, but like I said, Eddie was way ahead of it,
Right.
and he a genius because that record was great and it's timeless, and that record gonna be here for a long time and all that. So like I said, seeing that record come from that, seeing how people were Shazamming the hell out that record, and that's what made the labels be like, man, this is like the most Shazam record in that region at that time. So yeah, they knew that was the real deal. Like 80 record was really fire.
Facts. Now we're gonna get back to radio play, but going off the Meet Me Halfway record, we have another big record, similar, but it's a woman, super bad. Bedroom. This song is taking off crazy.
Right.
You had a relationship and you have a current relationship with
Right.
Super. How did you hear Bedroom when it just first came out, and did you think it was gonna be this big of a hit?
Yeah, when I was at work and she had let me hear it and all that, and when I heard it, I was like, man, this shit fire. She let me hear that. She let me hear a song called Nobody, and she let me hear a song that she sampled like some Mary J stuff. So she let me hear all them records and stuff like that. And yeah, I know it was fire when I first heard it. And she, Superbad, always loved R&B music. She loved listening to slow music and 90s R&B and all that. So it made sense for her to do a record like that. And then her and Michael had been building this up. So like I said, Superbad from Kenner, Michael from Reserve, Louisiana and St. John Parish. And that's who they kind of like, Gucci Mane and Zaytoven, they got their own little chemistry that they have together. But with his genius as a producer and her being how she just gonna say what she want on a record, yeah, that record fire as hell. And I think it was smart because, like I said, Puff and all them was taking samples from the 80s and putting it with a hip hop spin, and it was hits. So they took that same little formula and put it in a bounce way. And yeah, she got a monster on that. All them people love it.
Facts. We kind of talked about that in the draft podcast, where we say a lot of hits are coming from samples and samples that are like either if it's like either 3 seconds or if it's in the background, it's a sample, and a lot of hit songs coming out nowadays.
Yeah, even Gucci Mane, them artists doing them, Mulatto, even that Busted, like a lot of people taking old stuff, the Nelly record and all that stuff like that. So everybody taking records and just revamping them in a new way and all that. So I feel like what they doing is genius, and they're ahead of the curve. And I just like to see how it keep getting bigger. The record keep growing, because it's doing good on TikTok and all online. Sean Cotton even liked it a lot. He even reached out to Superbad and was like, man, I sent him the song to his text message. He was like, man, who this is, who she is, I love this record or whatever. I'm interested in her. So Sean Cotton even like looking at Superbad, and that made him follow her. Facts on Instagram.
Now, how did you guys develop a relationship? Because I saw you posted on Instagram. People think I'm just posting it now, but we've been had a relationship. You posted throwback pictures, 10-year challenge on them, had to show you had the receipts.
Right. I always got to come with the receipts because, a lot of times people be with that bullshit. So, all right, Ada was on the road. Ada was on the road doing shows for Halfway, and he was hot as fish grease at that time. And she had booked him for a party. So it was her party. She was a bartender in, I think, Bridge City at the time. And Ada performed at our party, and that's how I met her. I met her at our party, and I got her number, and we started talking and stuff like that. And she was telling me she do music. She had a song at the time that DJ Blazer and DJ Buster that I remember was working with her from Impact. And it was like putting the record out. She had the song out. She had the freestyle, I need a nigga that's gonna break me off, hit me with that. And that song was like building up. Grassroots was just taking off. And then at that time, I was helping her, put her music on SoundCloud. The pictures telling like, man, you need to twerk and all that, like certain little stuff and all that. She'll be on Louisiana T twerking to her music, and that shit was going crazy and stuff like that. Right, so now that's her signature thing, so people love her twerking, but I always knew she had a big personality, like she'd go live, because she used to be a big fan of Facebook more than Instagram. At that time when I first met her, she had like 1,500 followers probably, or 2,000 followers on Instagram. She wasn't a big Instagram fan. She was more on Facebook. Her and her friend TaeVi, baby, used to be doing like little joking and stuff like that. But I always knew she was special, and she had that talent. And even though she was from Kenner and stuff like that, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then when her and Michael got together, it just morphed into something else different. So yeah, I always believed in her. Even when people like, man, why you work on her? She from Kenner, they country, and they, I was like, man, the girl dope. I believe in it. I'm a rebel. I like to go against the grain. Cause I'm a rebel. Cause people don't count me out all the time. So I'm an underdog.
Facts. Now, do you feel bounce music in New Orleans is received better than rap music?
You talking about rap music? Like I feel like it's all
locally, cause I'm going somewhere with this question.
I feel like bounce. I mean, it's just like different subgenres. Honestly, bounce is still a part of rap. So you got go-go music, you got trap music, you got crunk music. Bounce is still rap or whatever. You got different variations of bounce. You might have people that make bounce like Jubilee. People like Frida, Nobi, Treaty, Reedy, C Finance, Super Bad, Vicky Low, all them Viney, all them. So it's different type of bounce. I feel like it's still all hip hop. It's just some of it might be more like call and response, like ass everywhere, just a chance. Throw the 8 wall, 9 wall, 7 wall up like that. Just like Lil Jon might say, throw the click up, throw the east side. But you still have like Superbad and them rapping lyrics. So I don't feel like it's nothing different. It's just the way the song format is, because Juvenile, Back to the Ass Up, is a bounce type record. I Need a Hot Girl has a bounce type record. And Jubilee is too, but it's more like a Simon Says type bounce record. Like when people do the bus stop. So I feel like it's all still hip hop. It's just our own thing. This is just our signature sound, our gumbo, and it's New Orleans.
Facts. Now I saw a lot of I'll say controversy going on that I saw on Instagram strolling down. I think it was a post that you posted about New Orleans radio not playing their local artists, and it was about Rifle 9, the our new artist who's blowing up rapidly with his song, and it was like he doesn't get play on Q93 and stuff like that. Why you feel it's like that?
Well, that stuff started because Mr. Marcello had a tweet, and I saw the tweet, and then I posted it, and then everybody went to chiming in on their comments how they feel. I mean, we know the radio stations like are owned by like iHeart and stuff like that. We know how the stuff go clear, Clear Channel and all that. So we already know that they have programs that everybody playing the same type of radio songs and all that. So everywhere you go, you can't even close your eyes and listen to the radio and feel like you're in a different city. You're gonna feel like you're in the same city. Like everywhere you go. But back in the day, you know, you went to certain cities, you'll hear the music that was popping, like on Q93, you'll hear a Chopper Style, a Jubilee song and all that. But now you close your eyes, you don't really hear that. So, you know, they was doing a little something with the social shakedown. But to me, I hear more locals in Atlanta. So I feel like on the radio, when I'm in Atlanta, I hear more Atlanta up and coming artists on their radio station. I don't feel like it's like that enough in New Orleans. And a lot of cities probably suffer with this, but I just feel like it's all about the internet, because Young Boy and them didn't need it. But I wish they was playing more Ride 49 and even like Superbad song and all that, because I feel like these songs hot, and so many other artists that I feel like I wish could get radio time. And because a lot of people are talking about, oh man, you got to pay to get on the radio. It's still payola going on, and a lot of them record labels still be paying them people
a lot
to
of
play
big artists
shit or whatever and all that. So they do it or whatever, but they don't give the little people a chance to even get on the radio. So I feel like what they really have now is the internet. So Rob gonna be good because the internet, and people like Superbad gonna be good regardless, because the people gonna put them where they need to be at. And the people been paying for their shows. They got a grassroots movement. If they don't let them in the door, they gonna kick in the door. They gonna make a way. So I wish the radio stations would play more local stuff. I wish they would be more for the people, but that's why bloggers and people that's doing podcasts like yourself, people go to them to say, I'm going to go hear music over here. I'm going to go to them or whatever, because they not connected with the people. They not for us. They just controlled by the powers that be, just like politicians get controlled by people that's giving them money, and they puppets. So some people be puppets for whoever putting money in their pocket, and they gonna do what's in their best interest. But I mean, to each his own or whatever. But they gonna still be big no matter what. So shout out to Ride 49, out the Albertville Project and Superbad, out Kenny, and all other artists.
Thanks. Now saying that, I saw QC record label. CEOP. I follow P, very inspirational. I saw him playing Rifle 9 music, and he tagged him. That's a significant part of it, tagging them, because a lot of people play music but don't tag. They're like, who the fuck you listening to? You gotta find him. So he tagged him, and I saw Meek Mill put some fire emojis on his post. So he's gaining traction, and I guess catching other people's eyes. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about that. And the thing about that, I mean, he told a story to A Million Roses about how
when he was
trying
to the
Pelicans game, and he said, man, I was trying to take a picture with Meek, and Meek told me he was gonna take the picture, and he never did. And I was like, man, I don't want to listen to Meek no more. But now Meek recognized him, so it show you how stuff come full circle. When it's your time, God in the plan. So I think it's a good thing and stuff like that. Like I said, for him to get those cosigns, that's always major. Because people gonna be like, damn, if this person like him, I need to go down that rabbit hole and see about this dude and see what's all the fuss about. Why everybody raving about Ride 49? So I think that was major.
Facts. Now, how do you describe the music that's being made nowadays?
Oh, you talking about period?
Yeah, the music you hear, the music that everyone, I guess, the most popular music now.
I feel like music just always gonna keep changing. I mean, the music that was in the 20s, in the 40s, in the 50s, and all that doo-wop and soul music and funk is gonna keep on changing. So hip hop is just constantly evolving and stuff like that. You hear the Young Thugs and the Waynes, the Uzi verse, the Dirks. It don't sound like it did, 10, 20 years ago and all that, but that's just how it's just going to keep evolving to different stuff. So I feel like it's all good and stuff like that. You got to be open-minded to the new change and stuff like that. If you don't, you're going to get left behind. And I learned that from Quincy Jones. So I like everything the new people doing. Some of it's for me, some of it's not, but I think it's all good for the game. You got to just find out what you like. But everybody making money, everybody, hip-hop way bigger and is the most, important genre. So they got to be doing something right.
Now, who are you listening to in your time when you riding around? Your top 5 artists right now.
Who I'm really listening to? Honestly, though, I still be listening to a lot of old soul stuff. It's
all good.
Yeah, I still listen to a lot of Tupac. Still listen to a lot of Jay-Z. I still listen to a lot of Prince, Whitney Houston. I be listening to the OJ.
You listening to everybody who was on your list, on your draft list.
Right. So I still listen to a lot of that, but the stuff that I do like right now, like I said, I was a big fan of Young Dolph. I love Young Dolph. Rest in peace to Dolph.
Yes, sir.
I like what they doing in Baton Rouge. I like Young Boy, Kodak. Still hard. I like a lot of older Kodak stuff and all that. I still be listening to my dog Boosie. I like Moneybagg Yo. So I mean, it's a lot of stuff and all that's out there that that I like. But it's so many artists. But I love Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of people, man.
All right.
It's just two.
Now, you mentioned you like the Baton Rouge. Do you feel there's a tension between Baton Rouge and New Orleans? Because every time this brought up, New Orleans, I see them in the comments going at it.
I feel like I always tell I love Baton Rouge and I got the boot tattooed on my arm and stuff like people really think I'm lying, but it's right there on my arm. I've been had this on me before Katrina, and I always did. I got on Boosie and webbing them hard because my cousin them and I went to the Franklinton Fair, but my cousin them from Napoleonville, Louisiana, and I went to the Franklinton Fair and they was bumping gangster music and I heard it and I'm like, man, this shit's so hard, and I went crazy over it. But at that time, coming back to New Orleans before Katrina, they wasn't feeling that. My partner's like, man, put on some Dipset, man, put on some Wayne or Soulja Slim and BG some 50 Cent. Like, we ain't trying to hear that shit, Boosie voice annoying, man, take that. But I'm like, dog, y'all was listening to Pimp C. Pimp C got a high-pitched voice and y'all love Pocket Full of Stones and UGK. They was like, man, you right, but man, we won't hear it. I said, y'all was loving Eazy-E and he got a high-pitched voice and he from Compton.
It take time.
Right, so I think it was, I don't know, I was telling a lot of my people that, New Orleans was treating Baton Rouge sometime. I felt like how New York was treating the South. When Outkast got booed, like, we don't want to hear y'all don't matter. But now the tables turn and Baton Rouge up. And they say the last will be first and the first will be last. So I love them because they're from the South. And they right there, and I love how they keeping it so Southern and all that. I wish we could come together more, and we do have different things that we do culturally. Just like I never knew in Baton Rouge they even eat their high size patties with the links. We have the high size patties, and they do the links. So it's different things that we still do. But I love Baton Rouge and stuff like that. That was my partner from Baton Rouge told me. But they got jig music, we got bounce, but people like Mouse, Q Red, Be Real, and all that, Shopping with Ken, all these dudes love Manny Fresh. They love Soulja Slim. They love the Hot Boys.
That's crazy because I feel like Baton Rouge loves New Orleans, but I feel like New Orleans out there. Yeah, I feel like New Orleans people though, like, they have more attention with Baton Rouge than Baton Rouge have with New Orleans to me.
Right, and that's because, like I said, it be that we not from New Orleans shit. And everybody keeps saying that New Orleans older than Louisiana. No, the oldest city in the state of Louisiana is Natchitoches, Louisiana. Natchitoches, Louisiana. That's 1714. New Orleans.
Northwestern.
That's what Northwestern University at.
Yeah.
318 or whatever. For people that know, that's what we talking about, where that college at. And they was founded in 1714. New Orleans was founded in 1718. So they was here 4 years before us and stuff like that. But like I said, I think all that division in the state, and I wish we was a little more like Texas. Not saying that Texas don't have things with Dallas and and Houston, but they still more together. At one time, Dallas used to have to pledge allegiance to the state of Texas, like they flag and shit, like they really on that Lone Star State shit. So they really be like on some Texas shit. And I feel like if we had a little more pride for other people, even though New Orleans is world renowned and everybody know and love New Orleans, I feel like we should still show a lot more love to other people because they love the Hot Boys, they love New Orleans. And they don't be trying to take away from what we do. They just want people to say like, man, look what we doing too in Louisiana. Right. We doing some dope stuff too. And we playing our part too. So I fuck with Baton Rouge. I fuck with the 318. I fuck with the 337. The 225, 955 for all of them if I forgot somebody.
Thanks, because I never really hear Baton Rouge artists speak, I guess, badly about New Orleans. But I never really hear too many New Orleans artists speak bad about Baton Rouge either. I just feel like it's more of like the fans, like you said, having that mentality that, man, New Orleans different from the whole Louisiana. We don't put us in Louisiana. New Orleans is on.
This is another thing too, like, and I had this on my page the other day, because a lot of time when I be posting certain stuff, it be like barbershop talking. I know in the barbershop, everybody have their feelings about basketball, sports, whatever, or females when they talk. But the way they was even saying, like a dude said, man, nobody wasn't really listening to Boosie like talking about. It probably was a handful of people, even though Boosie say, my album play forever like 400 by La Juvia, I cut your throat and take your heart. That's that Soulja Slim talk. Ride through New Orleans. Like it's a lot of times I represent for all the Katrina victims, man. He always was shouting New Orleans out, shouting the Seven Wall and everything. And I felt like they just gave him a hard time. New Orleans love Dipset a lot. New Orleans love Philly dudes like with state property and all that. So by New Orleans being so much on that East Coast type vibe, because New Orleans was like one of the main places in the South where you'll see dudes wear Timberlands. Like on some up north shit. Right. So I got on some Timbs now. So it's just crazy. Like that's just how it is. But I get it because I was a big fan of Jay-Z too, but I still love Master P and Baby and Sugar Slim. Right. So
and a lot of them East Coast dudes was fans of the South.
There was too. But I just feel like I think so much of that East Coast stuff bled into the South, into New Orleans to us. Like sometimes we don't be connected to the South as much as I would love. And I feel like that's what made Baby and Master P and them big, because P was like, man, I'm going to represent for the South, for these country boys with these gold teeth. And I'm going to have them saying, bow it, and ride. He said that actually on an interview when they was interviewing him on that documentary they did on BT called The Journey. So P knew that he was catering to the South. And I feel like that's what Baton Rouge do good. But I wish we could have a little more unity. I feel like it's getting better and stuff like that. But young boy hot as fish grease. I mean, he big as hell, and he from a small town. Baton Rouge ain't big like Atlanta or Chicago and LA, and he doing his thing and all. I'm proud of what Baton Rouge doing. I'm glad they got their turn. I feel like New Orleans on the rise too. We coming back for the second time around.
Facts. Speaking of young boy, we gotta talk about it. You the spokesman. Crazy going on. Young boy, allegedly Lil Durk, they be subtweeting. He just came out with a new song. What's the song called? Bring the Hook.
Bring the Hook.
That's my cameraman let us know. He said something about smoking old block pack. How do you feel about this whole situation? They think he's talking about King Von. King Von died last year, I believe, or 2 years ago.
Yeah. Last year.
In Atlanta. Right. So how do you feel about the whole situation?
I mean, I remember one time, like I said, all of them was cool and not friends to turn to foes and stuff like that. And I know how much Durk liked it. Young boy as just a fan of his music and stuff like that. So it's bad to see where it didn't turn out and how this stuff going with the whole little situation that surrounded all those crews and how it's just getting bigger and bigger with the gas being put on the fire. I wish it didn't have to go there. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I don't never think it's good, because when you got that type of beef, it's going to mess with the money and all that, and people die, unfortunately, and the stuff never end. It's just one side lose a little slower, like they said on The Wire, so nobody don't never win. It just keep going on. Right. So even when like gangs beef, or even when Italians probably had mafia wars, it just keep going and keep going for on and on. So I really wish it didn't have to get to where it's at or whatever, but I don't know how it's gonna turn out between the crews, because like I said, Von gone, and for people that's trolling on either side, it's just not good. So I just feel bad for where I feel like it's probably gonna go at it. Because I don't know if they're gonna slow down, but hopefully they do. But only time will tell.
It's crazy because it's like the hip hop community stops when a rapper dies. Young Dolph just died. The whole hip hop community dedicate basically every day for a month to Young Dolph, and you still get posts from him, and they be like, we gotta stop this. But it seems like murder. I ain't gonna even say death because it's not just they just dying. It's murder and homicide.
Right.
It feel like homicides or murders are normal in the hip hop culture. What do you think of that?
That's like you said, because a lot of people that grew up in these communities like New Orleans, Mass P, I'm from the murder capital of the world, and about it, like that's something that he put out there to like stand on. So people have that, like that's a badge of honor. Like I'm from an area where they kill. I don't want to rep this neighborhood because they soft right there. So I'm gonna rep where we got killers at and all that, So people glorify that because they feel like that's cool, but they normalize. Murder shouldn't be that you should just be used to people dying. And it's just like, I remember people started saying, my cousin, some people that say, man, I go on NOLA.com just to see if somebody got killed or whatever. Not to see like if they got a new school that got built, we got a new casino coming in town, a new restaurant just opened, a new resort. They going looking for who got smoked and all that. It's just in their head to think that that's cool or whatever because a lot of them seen killing young. And people fascinated with it. Some women like dudes that slang iron. Like, if he ain't no killer, if he ain't no stepper, I won't fuck with him. If he read books and he a nerd, then he can't, I don't want to date him or whatever. Like, it's people mind this shit on so many different levels. And I think it's toxic. And I think people need to reevaluate the way they see things and the way they value people in life.
Now, you said that's kind of crazy because I would this just something that just popped in my head when you said people say I want up and feel slick eye. It was just funny because your girl, everybody was getting on her because Irie was
Oh, you talking about the stuff with Moneybagg Yo?
Yeah.
When she talking about beating her and pulling out a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. When she was saying that, like I said, she was telling the women that was like women that were domestic violence victims that she was like
a lot of flack for money. She said she want to get pulled up on the wall with a gun, and everybody was like, she don't care about domestic violence, none of that, none of people's stories. What you feel about that?
I felt like that was like just showing that she don't have no type of compassion for women that really went through that shit. And with some people, mamas got killed, some people's sisters been murdered and stuff like that by domestic violence, abusers. So I think that's crazy to just show that how she feel about people and what they go through and stuff like that. So for her to make a joke like, I don't care about y'all feeling, she think that's cool. That's toxic. And like I said, for the people that's following her and the way she think, that's just like really, really bad. So I think it's horrible for her to feel like women of domestic violence don't matter, and for people to get guns pulled out on them, beat on, is nothing wrong with that, and they need to stop crying and whining and get over it. That just show you that she just ignorant to a lot of stuff, and that's sad that she don't have no type of compassion for people that probably lost loved ones behind shit like that.
Facts. And I think she got dropped from the Fenty campaign for that shit. That was on Twitter.
A lot of people probably ain't gonna mess with her because of that. And then it's crazy because you call the police on Herb for saying he pulled out a gun on you and all that, threaten you, and you gonna put his ass in jail. So like you a walking contradiction. You gonna say you like Moneybagg Yo pulling out guns, but you gonna get mad at G Herbo for pulling out. And a lot of women was canceling G Herbo when that happened, but now they going back and revisit that and saying, damn, I feel bad for canceling G Herbo with this cancel culture stuff when I was wrong because something is wrong with her. So a lot of times women might think this dude is bad, and that's why I always tell people, if the dude wrong, the dude's gotta let their partners know. You ain't taking care of your kids, you beating on your lady, you wrong, you down bad. If a woman is wrong and she using this man, she playing games, tell her you down bad, you wrong. Stop using this dude, stop taking advantage of him because he's a good man, because somebody else will appreciate him. So people need to tell people when they're wrong and they're down bad and be accountable.
Facts. And I want to get to some rapid shots, something new that I just asked a question on. Here it is. You choose either one. Give you two options, and you just choose what you like.
Okay.
And you can explain why if you want to stop. We can stop on a couple if you want to explain why.
Okay.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac for sure. That's my favorite rapper. Tupac and Jay-Z. So I'm gonna say Tupac. Tupac because, like I said, dog, I feel like Tupac Biggie became even more immortalized being connected to Biggie's story. Biggie a dope rapper, he got the bars, the lyrics, the flows and all that. But Tupac, the poet, Tupac, the rebel, the leader, the ladies man, the thug, like Tupac, the actor. Is so many different parts of Tupac that just make him, people still call themselves, I'm the new Tupac. You don't hear a lot of people say I'm the new Biggie, and that's not probably because they can't rap, like, I don't know, but everybody want to be the new Tupac. Everybody is the Tupac. This is what they always say, young boy the new Tupac, Kodak, Tupac.
Do you think it's because of I guess the description of how they look? Because Biggie was big, and you can't be like Biggie without the size.
I don't even think it's just that, though, because like they'll have people that just think they're the new Jordan or they the new Allen Iverson. I don't think it's that. I just think somebody might say they're the new Al Capone. They don't got to be fat like Al Capone, but they feel like they gangster like Al Capone.
Right.
And they could be small. But I think it's just the attitude and the swag and everything that was around Tupac as a person that just represent what he stood for. So people always be like, I'm the new Tupac. Years from now, somebody probably gonna say they're the new Nipsey, or whatever maybe. But everybody loved Tupac. Tupac, that dude.
Facts. Now, say cheese or Black TV?
Say cheese, man. I gotta say cheese or whatever.
Thanks.
I mean, say cheese turned me up not just because of that. I mean, he did get a lot of blueprint from Vlad, and Sean say that he studied Vlad and stuff like that. But I like say cheese because he give the underdogs a shot, and I do the same thing too. Now I got it where I post people that I like. Sometimes people might pay promotion on my page and stuff like that, and I like how Sean Cotton said, say cheese is like the Apollo. If you hot, I'm gonna put your music on there. If it's fire, if it's trash, they gonna say it, and they gonna throw tomatoes at you. So I'm gonna say cheese, cause Sean gonna still pull all the stuff from the bottom. He not just waiting for you to be a big star like Vlad. If you ain't big, Vlad ain't gonna interview you till you doing numbers. So I like the underdog. I like what say cheese stand for.
Heard that. Now you said you personal people. I want to get back to this before we finish the rapid shots. You sent me. You said this guy Wody. Okay. This your words. Okay. AKA what's his name? 91 baby.
Yeah.
92
baby.
92 baby. But his name is Wody.
Yeah.
You say he's the Charleston White of your Instagram because he has a lot of controversial tweets and thoughts and opinions about things. Let's chop it up about him for a minute.
Right.
Do y'all know each other personally, or y'all just internet?
Nah, I know him. I've been knowing him and stuff like that, but I always used to see his tweets and stuff like that. So I've been knowing him and stuff like that. I used to date his sister a long time ago.
He said that whispered. Yeah, I used to date her sister.
I used to date his sister long. I mean, that's facts. I used to date his sister a long time ago. But I always used to see his tweets, and I'm like, damn, like it just always catch my attention. And I be pulling people tweets. It be different random people tweets. They don't even got to be like known or whatever. It could be my family members. It could be somebody I don't know. It could be somebody from New Orleans or artist. If it catch my attention, it catch my attention. But it always get people to talking. And I like barbershop talking. Even when we be around each other and I be around him with other people, my partner from Baltimore talk to him, they going to go back and forth about Meek Mills and Drake. So I know he got that barbershop talk. So sometimes I might post his shit and people like, man, what do you know he born in 92? Or, man, what makes him an expert? But I know people pay attention. So yeah, I just know that he got shit that people pay attention to. And it's like Charleston White, like he post shit, everybody don't agree with him, but he get reactions and people be talking.
Facts.
So they definitely notice him.
Now, what is one of his most popular ones that caught your attention?
The most popular one, when he first said something about the gangs in New Orleans, he was saying like people in New Orleans try to rep like the 100 blocks, like they'll say 800 this, 400 this, 500 this, like they from the 500 block, like how YG 400, 300 in Chicago, repping the 100 block, but he like we don't rep that. He was like we rep our wards, and mostly like you'll hear like P-Town Mo, Magnolia Shorty, Magnolia Slim, Josephine, Johnny, shit like that or whatever, Night War Jug. So he was like, he just think that New Orleans culture is mostly wars and not the gangbanging stuff like Cali culture in LA or Chicago. So that caught my attention, and I knew that was gonna create people talking because it was like with that mixed with some Lil Wayne stuff.
Facts. Now
he got everybody's attention.
We can get back to a couple more rapid shots. Now, we left off on Say Cheese and Black. You picked Say Cheese. Big Tupac over Biggie. Let's go Drink Champs or $1 Million Worth of Game.
I gotta go. Damn, I love Wallow and Gilly, but I gotta go Drink Champs. I like Drink Champs a lot. I gotta go Drink Champs. I'm gonna go with Drink Champs.
All right. We gonna go New Orleans or Baton Rouge.
Oh man,
That was a topic.
I mean, you know, I'm gonna go where I'm from. I mean, I'm born in New Orleans. Anything else would be uncivilized. But shout out to Baton Rouge, but I'm from New Orleans. You know, Orleans Parish, 504.
Jay-Z or Wayne?
Jay-Z, my other favorite rapper. But I ain't gonna lie, in the verses, I feel like Wayne.
Hold up. Pick one before we get to the verses.
Wayne, I said Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, my favorite rapper. I'm going with Jay-Z.
All right. We gonna lean into this verse because that's why I was going with that
Okay,
question.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're going on that rabbit hole,
so
yeah.
I got a quote.
Okay.
No one can stand on that versus stage with me. There's not a chance in hell that anyone can stand on that stage with me. You gotta stand in front of the Grammy Family Freestyle live. No one has ever seen me perform that. You gotta stand in front of that question mark. That ain't never gonna happen. That's Jay-Z words. Now, I brought this up because this was a big topic on Twitter. Wayne versus Jay-Z. Who you have winning?
Now, I ain't gonna lie, even though I love Jay-Z, I feel like Wayne still a win. I feel like Jay don't want battle Wayne. I feel like Wayne learned so much from Jay, and Wayne got a lot of big records. People keep sleeping on Wayne, but nobody don't want to put them together.
We definitely gonna bring him up.
Yeah, Wayne. So I love Jay-Z, but I feel like Wayne might still win.
Is that because you from New Orleans?
No, it's not because I'm from New Orleans. I just feel like Wayne just got he studied Jay-Z so much, and he became so great from where he evolved at. Now, if we talking about Wayne before the Carters, I would have said hell no or whatever.
Right.
Like if his style would even stay just like that or whatever, he wouldn't. But the way the shit he evolved into, dog, how big he became, like I feel like they always leave Wayne out there. Yeah, people put Drake in there because they hits, but I feel like people be sleeping on Wayne. People always kind of bleed Jay-Z business stuff in a lot, and that make him kind of do that and they be biased. But if we talking about rapping, I feel like Wayne could get Jay. And I love Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z and Tupac, my favorite rapper, but I might still have to give it to Wayne.
That's crazy that you brought up the business because I seen a tweet that said that a lot of people bring in not to discredit Jay anyway.
Right. No, Jay is a phenomenal rapper. He got fire songs.
Right.
He got fire songs. Though.
Big hits.
Big old hits and all that. But I still feel like that's why Jay-Z not gonna never do it. He gonna let everybody keep trolling on.
The aura.
Yeah, he not gonna. Yeah, he know Wayne could really do it, but you know it's just like underestimating anybody like David and Goliath. They don't want to give Wayne that shot, and because he from the South, he don't be on a lot of people's top list and all that because they just look at him. Oh, he from the South, and you know I just feel like they're not gonna do it because it'll shock a lot of people. It'll be like a real upset, and people like, man, Wayne really coming with them fucking bangers.
Facts. Now I'm gonna give you some songs from each. And I want you to pick which one you'll pick out of these songs. They just some hits that they have. I'm gonna start off with Lil Wayne, A Milli versus Jay-Z, Dirt Off Shoulder.
Damn. I got a Dirt Off Shoulder hard, but that A Milli, the way he be coming on that bit and the way he be spitting and the way that beat going, I gotta go A Milli.
All right, we're gonna go Big Pimpin' or How to Love.
Big Pimpin'.
All right, we're gonna go Encore or Lollipop.
Damn, Lollipop.
We could put in some underground, but I want to put songs that most people
I'm gonna
know
go,
in there. Worldwide
if we go
hits.
Lollipop, I'm gonna go Lollipop over Encore.
That's your choice?
Yeah, Lollipop.
All right, we're gonna go 99 Problems or go DJ. 99 Problems, hard to beat.
I'm gonna go 99 Problems. Yeah.
We're gonna go Song Cry or Fireman.
Song Cry all day.
DOA or Hustler Music. That's all.
I'm gonna go Hustler Music.
And Renegade or Miss My Dogs.
Damn. Fuck, I love them songs. Damn. I gotta pick one. Shit. Let me think about this one. Miss My Dogs. On Renegade. Shit. Eminem went so hard on that bitch. But see, being from New Orleans, see, that's gonna be the New Orleans in me come out and pick Miss My Dogs because it hit so hard and I understand it. So being from New Orleans, that's where my bias gonna come in or whatever, and I'm gonna have to say Miss My Dogs because of that.
All right, I'm gonna go with
and I love Blueprint album.
Facts. I'm gonna go with two features. We're gonna go one of the biggest songs. They say this was the #1 song last of the 2010s. I think we're gonna go with Empire State of Mind or Mrs. Officer.
Damn, I'm going Empire State of Mind.
Brooklyn Finest or Drop the World.
You talking Brooklyn Finest with Biggie?
Yeah.
Drop the World.
Drop the World?
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like you pick Wayne for 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looked like it's 4-4.
And I didn't even know that.
That's crazy.
See what I'm saying? That's how you tell I'm not really being biased. I just feel like Wayne to get him. But I really love Jay-Z and all that. But you know, only time will tell. Hopefully, and I didn't even know your list. Right. That's just me going off what you picked.
That's not bad though. Now I want to get to. You have a new podcast coming next month. I saw you post that with Nola Nation. How did this come about?
Well, you know, Mo been reaching out to me, and he always liked what I was doing and stuff like that. And he asked me about it, and I told him I'd do it if he had the stuff. Because a lot of people been telling me about getting on podcasts and joining and stuff like that. Because I had just been doing interviews sometime. Right. And I still need your help with doing the editing and doing my stuff. Because I know you know how to do that stuff. So I still really still just trying to learn how to do the edit and put my logo on my interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, Mo had reached out, did it, and I like what Mo doing for the culture, and you know, and sometimes people's like, oh man, he a culture vulture. Why you gonna do something with a white guy? I'm like, man, the dude love hip hop, he love New Orleans,
in tune.
Yeah, and he in tune. And then Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons came together. Rick Rubin was a white guy, started Def Jam. Russell was a black guy from Hollis, Queens. So I feel like I don't care about that or whatever. I feel like if you like it and you into it and you really represent it the right way, that don't matter to me. So I don't look at it like that. But I heard a lot of people tell me that, you know, about why would you do it with a white guy or something like that. Like even, you know, we got podcasts with Rosenberg and all that and stuff like that. And they do stuff together with Ebro and he white. And I don't think nothing wrong with that. So that's how it kind of came about. He had reached out to me and he said the people would like to do it. So it's supposed to be me, him, and my partner Ryan C., which is good friends with Cortez Bryant, Lil Wayne ex-manager.
Okay, now what would the podcast be about? Hip-hop?
Mostly gonna be about hip hop. Like I said, I'm doing it like I'm just following their lead, how they want to do it and stuff like that. So it's really like he putting it all together. And, you know, I'm gonna be there in a couple of episodes. We're gonna just do every now and then. I guess how we're gonna do it, because I still work. Plus I'm still doing my own thing, but I'm still gonna do it too or whatever. But it's gonna be hip hop and all that. Yeah, definitely send it.
Got you. Now, what's happening new in your life, man? What's something that's making you happy right now in your life?
Something that's making me happy is the fans that's getting behind me. Cause I always think about what Dolph said, how he said you turn dirt into diamonds. That's major. Right. When life give you lemons, make lemonade. And for the people that was throwing the rocks and the stones at me, I just took those stones and I'm just trying to build an empire. And that's what's making me happy, just seeing this grassroots movement, just seeing the way the people love what I'm doing. You know, I feel good about, you know, my brother coming home one day from Angola. That made me feel good. That made me feel optimistic. Just life or whatever and stuff like that. Just where things going and all the hard work. Like a lot of people think I just came on Instagram on Say Cheese talking like where this dude come from. I had been putting in work. I had been learning and educate myself and preparing for this moment. So it feel good to see that everything that I've been working hard to do, people finally recognizing it, and it's just great to see what it's probably how big it's gonna get. You know, just taking it one day at a time. So I'm glad about life and just the people that's around me now, and the people that's appreciating what I'm doing and what I'm trying to add to what all is doing in New Orleans and all the surrounding areas in Louisiana.
Facts. Good to hear, man. Now, 2022 is here. We almost a month in. What do you expect from yourself and your platform this year?
I just expect to keep getting bigger. I expect to keep giving out great information. Like I said, I always try to post like the hip hop stuff, but then and this from the beginning of my Instagram, because my other page that got deleted. I had an Instagram before, but then that one got deleted when I got posted like the third time on Say Cheese. And then I made another one. Shout out to my partner Jerrison, because he was like, gee, man, you got to make another one. I know Instagram, I want to give your page back, but make another one, you got to come back. And I built that, you know, in 2 years from 0 to almost 11,000 right now. And we keep growing. And hopefully Instagram changed them algorithms back this year so it could be easy for people to see my stuff, because sometimes they don't see all your posts. That's why I be DMing a lot of my videos to people, and they be like, gee, they DMing me this shit, but I won't make sure they see it. But keep giving out good information. Keep being somewhere where artists could be probably seen and stuff like that, and give them a chance to have a shot and do my part. And like I said, always add education, because I always like to post sometime W.B. Du Bois. I might post something about the Civil War, Malcolm X.
It's information, not just hip hop.
Right. So I always want to feel like people learning something, and we still can have talks about hip hop, but at the same time giving you something that you probably didn't know. And I was doing that from the moment I started my Instagram. So anybody that know from SDA, they know what it is.
Facts. Now, question before we wrap it up: since the news is coming out rapidly, how do you keep up with it? You say you have a job. How do you be at work like, oh, let me post this shit?
Yeah. Well, see, sometimes when I be at work, I can't. And then sometime I might find something. And I might go in the bathroom. If I'm in the bathroom, I might hurry and put something together. But a lot of times I might have so much stuff that I didn't watch at night that I have them already ready. So when I do get to work, I might just post it. But I gotta watch every interview. I gotta watch all these clips. I gotta find something on Twitter. I gotta find something on YouTube. And I look at it and I find the best stuff. So it take time because I don't have no team. I'm one person doing the work of 5 men. Right. And I have a job too, like you said. So I got to find the shit. I got to put the little collage together with the right pictures that express the content. I got to watermark it because I used to not watermark it. People were taking my stuff and nobody know it was mine. So it take a lot of work. So once I have the time to fully dedicate all my time into it, it's really going to be on the popping. But right now, I gotta find it all on my own and I gotta post it when I can. But when I post it, it's gonna hit harder. Sometimes I beat some of the other bloggers that's big for the shit before they get it and all that. Even Source and Complex and everything be like, damn, they post this 3 hours after I did. I was right when I picked this video or whatever.
Thanks, man. Like that's true hustle, y'all. What a job. We in the bathroom posting shit. So anybody, no excuses, bro. Now, any last words from GDP, man? Anything else you want to touch on that we didn't touch on? Any other words?
Right, like I said, man, it's a lot, like Pimp C said, bro. There's a lot of people out here getting money, living behind big houses, making all this money, bro. What is everybody mad about? Let's keep getting this money. Let's keep staying positive. Let's keep getting better and better, pulling each other up. I like to see a little more unity in Louisiana, like Pimp C said, but we working on that. And we talking about it. We having the conversations that's making us open up and all that. One time for the South, for doing it big and all that, but shout out to the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, the whole America, and all across. And shout out to you, bro, for bringing me back again. Yes, sir. I appreciate you for taking your time. Shout out to your partner that's behind the scenes and stuff like that, behind the camera. That was here last time when he said I had the drip on when I had the Versace glasses on and stuff. I remember that. And man, yeah, no problem. Thank you. And man, I just got everybody, all the podcasts, all the interview people in New Orleans. Shout out to all them bloggers because all them doing their part. We all playing our part. And I want to say this because Atlanta have a lot of people like the In Apartments, the Off the Porches, the Big Facts, and a slew of other podcasts and interview people that do what they do to tell their stories, and people come to them. And so if we build up that same stuff down here, that people could come tap in with us or we could break our arm or whatever, it'll be really great. So I feel like all us doing a great job, and I want to shout out to all them and all y'all. But thank you again, though, man.
Facts. We developing our own media outlet. TaeVi Visuals Podcast, man. GDP. And we out.
Rest in peace to my cousin Demone that's tatted on my arm, too, and free my brother Boss B.
Facts. Rest in peace, man. 2022 is up. We out.
Holla.